My dear brothers and sisters, in the Holy Quran, an entire surah was revealed in the name of a person who was not a prophet, a slave who, because of his wisdom, would even give advice to kings. Who was he? He was Hazrat Luqman, rahmatullah alayh, a living symbol of wisdom. In today's video, we will tell the life story of this great man from the pages of history. We will learn how a slave of African descent became so beloved to Allah Ta'ala that his advice remained a guide for humanity until the Day of Judgment. Stay with us to learn about those amazing events of his life that can change your world of thought. Viewers, there is a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ regarding Hazrat Luqman. I speak the truth that Luqman was not a prophet, but he was a servant who used to reflect deeply. He was at a high level of certainty and faith. He loved Allah and Allah loved him too, and Allah blessed him with the gift of wisdom. Hazrat Luqman alayhi salam was among those individuals who lived a very long life. His age has been recorded as ranging from 200 to 560 years, and even from 1,000 to 3,500 years. He was a resident of Noba, a village in Africa. Because of this, his complexion was dark, his lips were thick and his feet were wide. For a long time, he was a slave to a wealthy man from the Bani Israel named Qayn bin Hasr. However, due to his wisdom, his master freed him. The famous historian Masudi writes that Luqman was a resident of Noba, a village in Africa. His master's name was Qayn bin Hasr. Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayh came into the world in the 10th year of the rule of Hazrat Daud alayhi salam. He was a righteous servant. Allah Ta'ala blessed him with wisdom. He lived a long life and spent time in different parts of the world. Wisdom and understanding always manifested from him, and he remained alive until the time of Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam. Viewers, the wise sayings of Hakim Luqman have been quoted in the Quran Majid so that people, until the Day of Judgment, can benefit from them and make their lives better and better. We have been hearing the name of Hakim Luqman rahmatullah alayh since childhood, because Allah Ta'ala revealed a surah in the Holy Quran in his name, which will be recited until the Day of Judgment, Insha'Allah. But very few people know who Hazrat Luqman the Wise was. Allah Ta'ala did not mention his lineage, family or time period in his word, but he did mention his wise sayings. However, ancient history testifies that a person by this name was present in the land of Arabia. That said, there is disagreement regarding his personality and lineage. According to one narration, he was the nephew or maternal cousin of Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salam, whereas another narration indicates he was a contemporary of Hazrat Daud alayhi salam. The opinion of most historians is that Hakim Luqman rahmatullah alayh was of African descent, and his arrival in Arabia was as a slave. The majority of scholars agree that Hakim Luqman was not a prophet, nor was revelation sent down to him. This is because there is no reference anywhere in the Quran or Hadith that indicates Hakim Luqman being a prophet or messenger. In short, Allah Ta'ala did not grant prophethood to Hakim Luqman, but he did give him an abundant share of wisdom and understanding. Viewers, it is mentioned in a Hadith that Hazrat Luqman said to his son, "O my son, I have served 400 prophets. From their words, I have extracted 4 things. When you are in a state of prayer, protect your heart. When you are sitting at the dinner table, dust a Quran. Guard your throat, meaning protect it from forbidden food. When you go into someone else's house, guard your eyes, meaning refrain from looking at a non-mahram. And when you come among people, protect your tongue." It is said that Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayh spent most of his life in the Middle East, especially Palestine and Baitul Muqaddas, Jerusalem, and his grave is in Ela, a port in Palestine. Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayh, who, despite being a dark-skinned African and an unattractive person, reached the high and lofty station of wisdom. This was only and only due to the beauty of his soul and spirit, and the purity of his heart. On this basis, it is mentioned in narrations that a person asked Hazrat Luqman, "Did you not used to herd sheep and goats with us?" Hazrat Luqman said, "Yes, that is so." The person asked, "Then tell me, from where did you receive this knowledge and wisdom? You did not study in any school." Hazrat Luqman replied, "I received this wisdom due to Allah's will, fulfilling trusts, speaking the truth, and avoiding useless talk." The 10 pieces of advice from Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi to his son, which are mentioned in 5 verses of the Quran. These are a collection of beliefs, aqaid, morals, ikhlaq, and societal manners, adab-i mu'ashrat. And these are present in Surah Luqman of the Holy Quran. O my son, do not associate anything as a partner with Allah. Indeed, shirk is a great injustice. O my son, if there is any good or bad deed equal to the weight of a mustard seed, and it is inside a rock or in the heavens or in the depths of the earth, Allah will surely bring it forth, for He is the most subtle and all-aware. Son, establish prayer, enjoin good, forbid evil, and whatever calamity befalls you, be patient upon it. Indeed, this is a matter of great wisdom, and do not turn your cheek in contempt toward people. Do not walk on the earth with pride. Indeed, Allah does not like any self-conceited boaster, and be moderate in your pace and lower your voice. Indeed, the most disagreeable of all voices is the voice of the donkey. It is narrated from the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that one day Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah Ali was taking a peaceful nap in the afternoon when he suddenly heard a voice. O Luqman, do you wish for Allah Ta'ala to make you his caliph, khalifa, and representative on earth, so that you may judge between people with truth? Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah Ali replied, if my Lord gives me the choice, I will accept the path of safety, afiyat, and will not be ready for this great test. But if it is a command, I will accept it with all my heart and soul. Because I know if you place such a responsibility on my shoulders, you will definitely help me and protect me from slipping, making mistakes. The angel said, O Luqman, why do you not accept the responsibility of judgeship? Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah Ali said, because judging between people is among the most difficult. Stations and most important stages and waves of oppression and injustice are directed towards it from all sides. If Allah Ta'ala protects a person, he is worthy of salvation. And if he goes on the wrong path, he deviates from the path of paradise. The person whose head is low in this world and high in the hereafter is far better than the one whose head is high in this world and low in the hereafter. Whoever prefers this world over the hereafter, he does not get this world either, and he also loses the hereafter. The angels were astonished by this beautiful logic of Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alai. After this conversation, Hazrat Luqman fell into a deep sleep. Allah Ta'ala illuminated the light of wisdom in his heart. When he awoke from sleep, wisdom flowed from his tongue. He helped Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam in solving problems with his abundant wisdom. Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam said to him, O Luqman, congratulations to you, for you have been granted wisdom. Viewers, now we will share a few incidents and stories from the life of Hazrat Luqman alayhi salam, in which there are lessons and advice for all of us. A person drowned in greed and wealth was sitting by the edge of a spring, busy gambling. In a state of intoxication, he made a bet that whoever lost would either drink all the water of this spring or hand over his wife, his property, and his wealth to the winner. The man who was a slave to his desires, the wealthy man, lost the bet. The winning person demanded the rich man hand over his wife and wealth. He was now trapped in a very big problem. He asked for one day's time and went to Hazrat Luqman, requesting him to get him out of this difficulty. Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi said to the man, I will get you out of this trouble on one condition. The condition is that after today, you will never gamble again. The rich man accepted Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi's condition. Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi told him, when the winning person comes to you and demands you either drink all the water of the spring or hand over all your wealth and wife, tell him this, if you mean the water that was in that river yesterday, then go bring it so I can drink it. And if you mean the water that is present right now, then block the mouth of the spring so I can drink the water that stops. And if you mean the water that will flow in this river in the future has not arrived yet. Therefore be patient. The wealthy man presented these same demands to the man who won the bet. He had no answer and his mouth was shut. This is the moment when the wisdom of Hazrat Luqman alayhi salam became apparent and people recognized him. According to historical narration, that man was the master of Hazrat Luqman alayhi salam, Qain, who had bought Hazrat Luqman for 3 miskals of gold. After this incident, he freed Hazrat Luqman. One day, the master of Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi said to him, slaughter a white sheep and cook and bring me the 2 best parts from all its organs. Hazrat Luqman slaughtered the sheep. He took out its tongue and its heart, cooked them and brought them before his master. The next day, the master again said, cook and bring the 2 worst parts from the sheep's organs. Hazrat Luqman again cooked the heart and tongue and presented them in the service of his master. The master asked, "I told you to bring the two best parts. You brought the tongue and heart. Then I demanded the two worst parts from you, and you again brought the heart and tongue. What is the reason for this?" Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi said, "If these two organs are pure, they are the best. And if these same two are impure, filthy, they are the worst." One day, the master of Hazrat Luqman went to the toilet by Tul Ghala, and a long time passed while he was inside. Hazrat Luqman called out in a loud voice, "Sitting in the toilet for too long causes liver pain and hemorrhoids, piles, and also causes the polluted heat of the toilet to be absorbed into the body's constitution, mizaj. Therefore sit only for a moderate amount of time and come out. After this, to explain to others, this same advice was written on the doors of the toilet." The master of Hazrat Luqman, rahmatullah alayhi, had many orchards and many slaves. His master, who judged by appearances, would send the fair-skinned and handsome slaves to pick fruits in the orchards. But he would assign Hazrat Luqman to menial and lowly tasks, such as sweeping. In this way, he would insult Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi, even though he was superior to all the slaves in character and inner knowledge. This wrong attitude of Hazrat Luqman's master also caused his other slaves to look down on Hazrat Luqman and not recognize his value. In fact, sometimes they would hurt him. On one occasion, the master sent the slaves to the orchard to pick and bring back fruit. They went to the orchard and picked various kinds of fruits, but taking advantage of the master's absence, they ate all the fruits. When the master returned and demanded the fresh fruits, the slaves lied, saying, "Luqman ate all the fruits." When the master heard this, he became suspicious about Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi. Hazrat Luqman understood that his master's mistreatment and anger were the effect of the accusation made by the slaves. He went to his master and gave him this suggestion, saying, "O my master, come and test all of us slaves so that you can gain knowledge of the good and bad among us." The master asked, "How should I test all of you?" Hazrat Luqman said, "Give all of us a large quantity of hot water and force us to drink it. After that, you get on your horse and ride your horse into the wilderness, while ordering all the slaves to run on foot behind you. By doing this, you will find out the secret of whether I ate the fruits or those people did." The master conducted the test in exactly this way. He forced Hazrat Luqman and all the other slaves to drink the water, and then he himself mounted the horse and told everyone to run behind him. They all began running behind their master. However, not much time passed before the slaves who had eaten the fruits. Their condition worsened because of the running. They vomited, all the fruits and other things they had eaten. In this way, the master understood that Luqman had not eaten the fruits, but the other slaves had, and they had placed a false accusation on Luqman. Thus, Hazrat Luqman was proven innocent, surkuru, before his master, and the other slaves had to face embarrassment. One time, Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi advised his son in this way. Viewers, it should be clear here that Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi had many children, but he would begin his speech with "O my son," which makes it seem as if he had only one son. In history, this son's name is written as Baran, but his address was meant for all his children. However, this is the method of experienced speakers, khatibs, that they address the elders to draw the attention of the young ones and give them admonition and advice. So he said to his son, "O my son, do not attach your heart to the pleasure of people and their praise or criticism, because this is something that a person cannot achieve even with effort." The son said, "I want to see a practical example of this, so I'm able to understand the topic better." Hazrat Luqman said, "Get up and let's go outside the house so I can explain the topic to you." Hazrat Luqman rahmatullah alayhi and his son left the house. They also had a donkey with them. Hazrat Luqman mounted it, and the son walked behind him. They were walking and reached a group of people. When those people saw this scene, they said, "Look at this old man, how hard-hearted he is. He himself is riding the donkey, but his son is walking behind. Truly what a wrong thing this is." Hazrat Luqman said to his son, "Did you hear their words?" The son said, "Yes." Hazrat Luqman said, "Now I will walk and you ride the donkey." Hazrat Luqman started walking, and the son got on the donkey. As they walked, they met another group of people. When that group saw this scene, they said, "Both this father and son are very bad." The father is bad in the sense that he did not raise his son correctly. The son is riding while the old father is walking. And the son is bad in the sense that he felt no mercy for his father and is oppressing him. because it is the father's right that he should be respected and that he should be riding the donkey. Hazrat Luqman said to his son, "Did you hear their words?" The son said, "Yes, I did." Hazrat Luqman said, "Now, let's both ride." They both mounted the donkey and moved forward. As they walked, they reached a group of people. When those people saw this scene, they said, "There is not even an atom of mercy in the hearts of these two riders. That both are riding the speechless animal. These people have broken this animal's back. These people have broken this animal's back, because they have put more weight on this poor animal than its strength. It would have been better if one rode and the other walked." Hazrat Luqman said to his son, "Did you hear these people's words?" The son said, "Yes, I did." Hazrat Luqman said, "Come, this time let's walk behind the donkey." Both got off the donkey and started walking behind it. They were walking and reached a group of people. These people said, "These are two strange, ignorant individuals. They are walking on foot despite having a ride, and they have left the ride empty. How foolish Ahmak are they?" Hazrat Luqman said to his son, "Did you hear these people's conversation?" He replied, "Yes, I did." Hazrat Luqman said, "Is there any other signal left to make people happy? Now that this is the situation, never make the approval of people your focus and goal. Instead, make the pleasure and happiness of Allah, the most holy Qudus, your goal and objective, so that you can achieve success and prosperity in this world and the hereafter." It is narrated that one day Hazrat Luqman Rahmatullah and I gave 3 pieces of advice to his son, saying, "O dear son, keep these 3 pieces of advice in your memory, Hafiz, and act on them. Do not tell your secret to your wife. Do not make friends with the officials of rulers. Do not take a loan from a new and petty wealthy person." When Hazrat Luqman passed away from this world, his son wanted to test this advice and see what harm would come from doing the things his wise father had willed him not to do. He slaughtered a baby goat and put it in a sack. He tied the mouth of the sack and brought it home. He dug a pit under his bed and buried it there. After that, he told his wife, "I had an enemy. After killing him, I have buried him here. Be careful, keep this secret hidden, and do not tell anyone." After this, he befriended an official who lived in his neighborhood. Every day he would invite him for meals and became his friend. In the same neighborhood lived a young man. He had no family background, Pusht Pana. He'd gathered wealth through hard work and effort. He had just become newly rich and used to be proud of his wealth. Hazrat Luqman's son took a loan of some dirhams from him and kept them hidden in the house. Days passed. One day, Hazrat Luqman's son had a fight with his wife. She started crying and wailing and said in a loud voice, "O evil murderer! O bloodshedder! You have killed an innocent person and buried him in the house. And now you want to kill me too." Her voice fell into the ears of the neighboring government official, who had become the friend of Hakim Luqman's son. He immediately went to the king and reported the whole story. The king ordered, "Someone bring that murderer here." That same government official said, "I will catch him and bring him." That person came to Hakim Luqman's son's house and dragged him out of the house in an extremely humiliating manner, forgetting all friendship. He was dragging him to the king's court when, on the way, the newly rich young man saw Hakim Luqman's son in this state. He came before the people in extreme anger and said, "If they execute you, Qatl, in return for the murder, Qatl, my money will be lost, will drown. Therefore return my money to me." In this way, he showed his lack of character and insulted the son of Hazrat Hakim Luqman. In any case, people gathered, and Hazrat Luqman's son was taken to the king's court in an extremely insulting manner. When the son of Luqman stood before the king, the conversation that took place between them was something like this. The king said, "You are Luqman's son. Therefore it was not appropriate for you to commit murder and violence." The son of Luqman replied, "I have absolutely not shed any unjust blood, nor have I killed any person." The official said, "He is lying. He has killed a person and buried his body, Janaza, in his house." The son of Luqman said, "I ask the king to order these people to present that murdered person, and he is in a sack, which I buried in such and such place." The king ordered that this body be presented. The government agents came to Hazrat Luqman's son's house. His wife pointed out the burial place. Those people dug there. They pulled out a sack from there and brought the sealed sack before the king. When they opened the mouth of the sack, what did they see? It was the carcass of a white baby goat, which had been slaughtered. The attendees were shocked and confused to see this scene. The king said, "O son of Luqman, why did you slaughter this baby goat and then bury it?" explain the reason to us." The son of Luqman said, "My father had willed me thus. Do not tell your secret to your wife. Do not make the government official your friend. And do not take a loan from a newly rich person. I wanted to test these wills of my respected father. And after testing them, I have understood the wisdom and truth of my father. And it has become clear to me that his words were the exact truth. Whoever is listening to this advice, it is better for him not to tell his secret to his wife. Never take a loan from a newly rich person, and absolutely do not make friends with a government official. And keep the house of your heart pure and clean from the friendship of fools, so that you can find prosperity in this world and the hereafter." View us in Surah Luqman, Allah Ta'ala, by describing the wise and wisdom-filled advice that Hakim Luqman gave to his son, has guided us towards a few things. Hazrat Luqman did not call his son by his name, but rather called him, "Oh my son." This shows that the expression of love that comes from saying, "Oh my son," does not come from taking the name. Ladies and gentlemen, this advice given by Hazrat Luqman to his son tells us that we should keep talking to our children, keeping their psychology in front of us and understanding their mental approach. And the demand of today's environment is that parents should talk with their children in a friendly atmosphere. They should listen to their problems and worries and solve them, because the eras of scolding and reprimanding have passed. Friends, the life of Hazrat Luqman proves that true honor does not lie in skin color or wealth, but in wisdom, purity, and unshakable faith in Allah. He was not a prophet, but his wisdom was gifted by Allah. He was not a king, but his advice still rules the hearts of millions. Come, let us also implement this timeless advice of Hazrat Luqman in our own lives and enlighten our next generation with this light of wisdom. Which piece of advice from Hazrat Luqman has had the most impact on your life? Be sure to let us know in the comments. If you liked the video, don't forget to share this message of wisdom with your friends and family. Until the next video, Allah Hafiz.